Rev up your engines. Okay, we got an interesting car today. It's a 2024 brand new Honda Accord Sport Hybrid. And it's got some really interesting technology. Of course, it's a beautiful looking car. It's a Honda Accord and it's a 2024, so it's got style, it's got the fancy wheels. But one thing on the back that's different is it is an Accord Hybrid Sport. When you look under the hood, and it's a beautiful paint job. I really like the color. You see what looks like a normal Honda engine. It's a 4-cylinder inline, but there's really nothing normal about it. To begin with, just like the Toyota hybrids, it's an Atkinson cycle engine. So it's built for more efficiency. Now, originally they made Atkinson cycle engines a long time ago, and they failed because they have less horsepower, but they get better gas mileage. So you might think, okay, this thing must be a dog. No, it's not a dog. Because it's a hybrid, but not any hybrid, it's Honda's new system. Under here, there are 2 electric motors. The big one on the top puts out like 181 horsepower, and the little one is used to charge the battery up and to start the car. It has no lack of acceleration because of the hybrid system. But since it's Honda's system that's different than everybody else's, he averages 46 miles a gallon driving this thing around. Now, he does usually keep it in econ mode, because if he puts it in sport mode, man, it's even zippier, but of course, you're gonna use more gas. It can run on this engine alone. It goes through the drive motors in there. It can run on the motor itself, or it can run on the gasoline motor and the electric motor at the same time. This is a normal hybrid. It's not a plug-in hybrid. You never have to worry about plugging it in, because if you decelerate or hit the brakes, regenerative braking sends electricity back to the battery through the little electric motor on the bottom. And if you're driving down the road and the battery's getting low, part of the gasoline motor engine can run the car, while another part can recharge the battery. It has this very interesting electronically controlled clutch system, so that extra electricity, the bottom motor, which is also of course a generator, to recharge the battery until it's full, and then it doesn't energize it anymore. So not being a fully electric car, plug-in hybrid, it's a much safer and prone to less problems than a plug-in hybrid or a full electric car, because the battery's in the back inside the car, just like a Toyota Prius, as long as it's not a plug-in Prius. So you don't have to worry about salt water intrusion in the winter when they're throwing salt on the road, destroying the battery. It is inside the car. Realize this, that if you get a plug-in hybrid or a full electric car, the batteries are much bigger than these. So they're all on the bottom of the car, and they get destroyed by the salt and the water in the winter and just plain old road grit, so they can have problems. If you remember, last year in Quebec, the Canadian government forced Toyota to fix all these plug-in RAV4s for free, because Toyota said, oh no, that's the wiring, that's not part of the drivetrain. The Canadians said, you're going to fix those for free, and they had to either fix them or reimburse people who are already paid to get them fixed, because a plug-in hybrid has a lot of electronics outside of the car, including the battery, and that causes problem. In this case, no, it's inside the car. You don't have to think about it. So you don't have to worry about range anxiety either. He averages like 44 or 45 miles a gallon in this thing. Of course, a true hybrid, so it gets a little bit better gas mileage in town than it does on the highway, but it'll still get in the 40s on the highway if you put it in the economy mode. So it gets phenomenal gas mileage. Now, if you're thinking about transitioning into the future, my advice would be do it with a hybrid like this. Don't go full electric, because and even you're sticking your neck out, because that plug-in hybrid's got the big battery on the bottom that's going to get destroyed over time. The plug-in hybrid and full electric cars, those batteries cost a fortune. Now, when these things first come out, of course, even the regular hybrid batteries are expensive, but take like the Priuses. I've seen people get $900 refurbished batteries that worked okay. So you're not paying the $5,000 to $9,000 the original batteries were, and over time, I'm sure these things will come out with rebuilt ones as they age. But this guy didn't have to worry about that for quite some time, because he purchased the extended warranty. Now, I'm not always a fan of extended extended warranties, but he purchased it through Honda. And in this case, it's smart. He now has 120,000 miles or 7 years, all the electronic stuff, right? Now, if you don't purchase this, it's like 3 years or 38,000 miles for a bunch of the car. The batteries generally have a longer warranty, but he went for the whole package. And in the case of me hating extended warranties, this is one case when I'd say you're probably wise to buy the extended warranty, so you got 7 years, 130,000 miles, a trouble-free drive. Now, I did have to pay $2,700 for the extended warranty, but if you put that over an 8-year period, that's not much. And realize, this is extremely high technology. For that amount of money, in a hybrid like this, I'd say it's definitely worth it. Now, on the other hand, let's say you're going to buy a conventional engine Honda, I'd say don't waste your money on the warranty, because hey, 130,000 miles, 7 years, I never see Hondas break before then anyway. So, but in the case of this particular new hybrid design, I'd say get the warranty. He's already used the warranty. Now, you can't blame the car. It's because he lives in Massachusetts and he says they got the worst roads. I kind of argue that Rhode Island usually gets the worst roads. Well, one of his tires blew up and he almost didn't make it here, because this is one thing that I got against many new cars. Because inside the trunk, there's no spare tire. Yeah, the evil swines took the spare tires out. He waited 4 hours for a AAA guy to come, took it to the dealer, but he got a new tire free at least, because he has the warranty. I mean, hey, they got paid 35 grand for a car. Couldn't they have given him a spare tire, right? And they try to say, well, it takes up space, it weighs, you get better gas mileage without a spare tire. Well, guess what? Most men have spare tires on them. They're adding the weight just climbing into the car, right? And they don't give you one because it's cheaper to make them, that's all. Hey, please, people, even if it's those crappy donut spares, at least he could have put it on, then he could have driven where he wanted to go and get it fixed, right? I mean, they'll give you a little air pump or something, but hey, you got a big hole in your car. Air pump is going to do you any good. It gets shredded, something goes wrong with it. Please, bring back spare tires, companies. It's getting to be ridiculous. Now, if you're looking at an Accord, you got two choices, really. You can get this hybrid, or you can get a turbocharged 4. I don't advise getting the turbocharged 4. Turbocharged engines always wear out faster. Extra pressure, higher RPMs. But in the case of this thing, the big electric motor hiding under here, it takes most of the torque when you're really taking off. And of course, electric motors have instant torque. As soon as they take off, they have full torque. Unlike a gasoline engine that, like a turbo, has to rev up high before it starts putting out a lot of torque and horsepower, this puts it out right away. So they accelerate quite well, but the acceleration isn't wearing your engine out, because it doesn't have to over rev, because it's using the electric motor to give it oomph. Oh, as complex as this thing may be, you get power and phenomenal gas mileage at the same time while not wearing the engine out. I've seen turbo gasoline 4-cylinder engines burn out at 65,000 miles in some cars. I've seen many of these Atkinson cycle 4-cylinder engines go 300,000, still running like a clock, not burning any oil, because with the hybrid system, they're not being strained. Now, granted, there's plus and negative everything. The negative is it's extremely complex, right? When they break, good luck finding somebody to fix it, right? But as it's a Honda and he's got a 120,000 mile warranty, hey, he's not have to think about that for quite some time. But from my experience with these things, I predict this thing's gonna last a really long time, because Honda makes good engines. The only thing that messes with most modern Honda engines are some of them will get oil dilution. They'll get gasoline in the oil. And that's because they have turbocharged GDI engine. All that pressure blows the gasoline past the rings, and away you go. Take a look inside. Now, as you can see, there's a lot of complexity on this. It can show you the power you're using. It can show if it's only working on EV, if it's using the engine. You can put the dash up so you can see where the electricity and everything's going. It's drive modes. You see, we'll push the button. It's on Eco now. You can do normal. You can do sport. We'll leave it in sport to see how zippy it is, right? And as you see, when we go into sport, nice little dash there, comfy seats, so let's take it for a ride. Really nice camera, very good definition. And if you wonder what that sound is, well, it comes with a herd of angels too. It's supposed to warn you a car's coming. Well, people hear that, they're like, what are some angels floating around here? Back up, man, that is one good backup camera. Look, it is crystal clear. You can really see what's going on. And the big plus with these things are, you never have to worry about fan belts because the car doesn't have any fan belts, drive belts, whatever you want to call. It's got electronic air conditioning, it's got electronic power steering, so it don't need no stinking fan belts. You don't have to worry about them wearing out. It doesn't have any. Now, here we go on the worst road in Rhode Island. We'll see what it's like on the bumps. Boy, it's smooth. And that's even in the sport function. But the real test is going to be up at the top of the hill. Let's see how it accelerates with this crazy 2 electric motor and Atkinson cycle gasoline engine hooked up together. You can see they have insane range. He already drove here and he still got 565 miles of range left. No range anxiety here. You're only going to get butt anxiety because your butt's going to get sore from sitting for 600 miles driving down the road. So, here we go. Woo! It almost burned out, but it's got traction control, so it wouldn't let it burn out. Now, you can tell by the noise it's a CVT transmission, but you step on it, instant torque from that electric motor. This baby's fun to drive, even though they technically call it a CVT transmission, an intelligent electronic one. It's fast, but it gets good gas mileage, and it doesn't have the lag that a regular CVT does. And when you stop cars, all you can hear is the turn signal clicking. I have it in sport mode, so the motor stays on. If you're one of those people that hate engines that turn on and off, just put it in sport mode, then it won't shut itself off. I gotta say, it's a typical Honda, you know? It handles like a dream when you're taking off, and even going uphill. This baby goes, man, it goes. And you can mess with the paddle shifters if you want. Me, I'll just step on the gas. It's fast enough. Man, that thing's got some nice zip to it. Let's see, it shows you how the power flows. We're going downhill, so it's green. It's regenerating electricity. We step on the gas, then it shows the power's coming from the blue electricity to run it. But now we're gliding, and now we're hitting the brakes. And it just regenerates electricity while you're going down the road. You can also see the way I'm driving, okay? It says current drive is 27 miles a gallon. I'm driving like a maniac, right? He gets 44 miles a gallon because he doesn't put it in sport much, keeps it on eco, and he drives conservatively. That shows you the real difference. There's perfect proof here. He gets 20 miles a gallon better than I do because I'm hitting the pedal to the metal to try it out. So if you don't want the pedal to the metal, you can see it's on sport. You can put an individual setup, or normal, or if you want the best gas mileage, keep it in economy, like he does. And look, economy shows you it's green. We'll go back one. Oh, look, it's green, it's green, it's economy, everything's green. It's rare that you can find a car like this that can basically do everything, right? You want to get 45, 46 miles a gallon or better? Put it on econo. You want to drive like me, like a scalded ape? Put it on sport. You're going to spend more on gasoline, but you can do that whenever you want. It's not like, well, I spent a bunch of money building my engine up and now it's real fast, but it eats a lot of gas. Well, push a button, you go from 27 miles a gallon to 47 miles a gallon if you drive equivalently, of course. But I do have to say, it's extremely complex technology, 2 electric motors, Atkinson cycles through this really crazy transmission system that goes to the drive wheels. But Honda generally makes things pretty good. The only problem I've seen on these is some of the cars that they made previous to this one, they forgot to put a fuse on one of the wires. And they said, oh, it could have a fire. So they had to recall them and put a fuse on a particular wire. That was the only thing. I've not seen them break down. I haven't seen anybody have any problems with them. It is Honda, and let's face the facts. Now, I'm not going to say anything about when this thing has 250, 300,000 miles. If somebody decides to buy a used one with no warranty, well, you're rolling the dice there. But a brand new one with Honda's technology, I find it infinitely superior to buying an actual electric car with a battery that runs it all the time. There's no anxiety with this for range. They go a long time. You can go fast, you can go slow. It's a Honda Accord. I mean, it rides great, it looks great. I gotta say, I'm impressed by this car. Of course, I'm a cheapskate. I'm not gonna shell out 35 grand on a car, right? So, it'll be a while before you see me owning one of these, but you never know what'll happen in the future, you know? You never know, but as it stands today, if you're going to buy one of these, get the extended warranty. I know I say usually don't, but in this case, yes, you would, because that hybrid system is so complex. It'll make your head spin. And if it did break and you didn't have a warranty, not only would you spend a fortune, if anybody can even fix it, you might be waiting months just for the car rental it's worth to buy the extended warranty. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.